What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is Force, and here today we will be discussing Dreadnought. This is actually going to be a pretty quick video because I only have a few minutes of gameplay footage, but I wanted to give you some sort of a basic introduction and give you my initial impressions of the game after playing it for about an hour at PAX East. So what is Dreadnought? Well, this is an upcoming class-based multiplayer shooter being developed by Jaeger, in which you select from a variety of different classes, like the slow and lumbering Dreadnought or the fast and stealthy Corvette. There's also healing ships and a variety of mix and match in between. So you're just flying around in these ships, and it works just like a shooter, projectile-based shooter, in which you're aiming your crosshair at the enemy ships and trying to blow them up. As I mentioned, you have to choose from a variety of ships. I spent pretty much the entire time playing as the Corvette class, which was a quick class that could stealth, sneak up on the opponent, dish out damage, and then try to scoot right on out of there as quickly as possible. I spent about 30 minutes on the show floor taking a look at the Team Deathmatch gameplay mode. Now, everyone who had been following this game already knew about that from prior events and released footage. However, I also got to spend about another half an hour sort of behind the scenes taking a look at a previously unrevealed gameplay mode known as Team Elimination. So I'd like to talk with you a bit about that, but first, let's just go over some of the basics of the game. Once again, a class-based multiplayer shooter. You're choosing from a variety of different classes. One of the big things is, depending on the ship that you pick, you've got access to different abilities. So for my Corvette class, I had access to a stealth, a close-range missile attack, a anti-missile sort of shield, and then a quick maneuver ability, allowing me to quickly sort of jet out of the position that I was currently in. In addition to each of the classes having different abilities like the ones that I mentioned, everyone also has to manage a power system, a resource system, where you can choose to divert your power between one of three choices: increase speed, increase lethality, dealing more damage, or increase shields. Every single one of the ship classes has access to these three sort of enhancements, and it's really, it becomes very tactical, and that's one of the things that I really enjoyed about the time that I spent with Dreadnought. It's very slow-paced and methodical, but that requires strategy, and it really makes you have to pay attention to your position in it, because if you get stuck out of position, then you're just going to get blown up very quick. So yeah, that's sort of a general wrap-up of what the game is. Let's talk about the Team Elimination. So most people knew about the Team Deathmatch, in which you just go out, it's 5 versus 5, and you try to kill the enemies as many times as possible. In Team Elimination, however, you have one life. So think something similar to how Counter-Strike works. You go in, your ship has one life. If you die, you're out of the match. The first team to kill all of the opposing ships wins the match. However, there's a nice little benefit so that you can still do something even if you lose your main ship, and that is, once you die, you have the option to come back as one of a few different fighter ships. And they're basically tiny little things where you can go in and sort of act as like a little gnat flying around these huge enemy capital ships, just trying to provide a distraction for whatever allies might still have their main ships still available. Though the interesting thing was, I found that even though these are supposed to just be support ships, you could be fairly effective with them if you really were paying attention and knew what you were doing. You could actually dish out some pretty decent damage. So yeah, Team Elimination sort of just a more requires more focus on sort of being tactile and communicating with your team and making sure you're trying to stay alive. And I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing Dreadnought. I really did quite enjoy it. I'd have to spend quite a bit more time with it though if I were to try to form any opinions on the game, but what I've seen so far is pretty interesting, and I hope you guys enjoy this video discussing the game. Sorry it's so short. Again, I only had a couple minutes of gameplay footage. They sent me about 5 minutes worth of B-roll, and I have to like splice it all together so that I'm not just showing the straight B-roll and nothing else. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Should be doing some more Dreadnought coverage coming up once this game becomes accessible and playable to the general public. I'll probably play it for a little while more and do at least another follow-up video. But yeah, thanks again guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the footage. Have a great afternoon. I'll see you later. Keep watching and keep owning.